Hi, my name's Chad and I own the Teacher's Corner. Today I'm going to go over our crossword maker and show you some of our frequently asked questions and some different features that we have for it. First thing I want to go over is that our crossword maker, as well as all the rest of our worksheet and puzzle makers, are free. Most of the options on them are free. If you'd like a little bit extra, we have extra fonts and extra save slots and stuff like that that can be added for an additional nominal subscription fee, but for the most part all of our stuff is free. Right now what I'm showing you on my screen, I am actually logged in as a premium subscriber, so you can look at some of the features that I have as compared to what the free version has. So what I'm going to do is go over the crossword maker and give you guys the options. First, with most of our puzzle makers we have pre-made clue sets, and there's a whole bunch of lists in here, and these are just word lists that can populate the form really quick so that you can make a crossword puzzle really fast. If I chose the Iditarod, it's going to fill it up with some pre-made clues and words to go into the puzzle, and I can quickly make a puzzle. I can add the words, go down, click on Make Crossword Puzzle. It's quick and easy. This one I'm just going to throw away, go back. I'm going to show you another feature. We have a quick add feature. Sorry for all the clicking around. I'm going to clear out my form. And the quick add feature is here so that if you're not on our website, if you're at work or at the doctor's office, you can use you can make up your own lists that can quickly be added to our form. You just put a word in, followed by this caret symbol, which is Shift-6, followed by the definition or the clue that you want to put in for that particular word. Separate each new item with a new line. Like today I made this one for school. It's simply in a notepad. I opened it up, put in some terms while I was at the doctor's office, and now I can paste those terms into this form really quickly, submit it, and it fills out the form for me with those terms. Looking down the form now, we see that we have lookup definitions with this little magnifying glass. So if you don't have a definition for some of your words, you can simply click on the magnifying glass, choose a definition that is picked up from WordNick definitions provider, and whatever one you click on will occupy that space. So instead of boring, I'm going to find out what kind of definitions we can get. Click on that and it'll replace the definition. Now all of mine are available. On the free one we only have a couple of them that are open for free, but moving on down the list, when you're doing a crossword, words, if you have two word phrases, they should probably be bunched together. When people are doing crosswords, they don't normally put spaces in between double words, but if you want to, you can. We have a feature on the other side. Once your puzzle is made, you can fill empty spaces. It'll just fill it up with black, so it'll look like a space and nothing can be put there. So you have your choice. You can either put a space in there. I'll go ahead and put a space in school bus so we can show this feature when we make the puzzle, but you can also leave them scrunched together. Either way will work. Moving on down the line, we have word list saving options. As you can see, I've saved some here. To save something like my school list, if I want to save it in a slot, I hit save, which is the first, it's actually a floppy disk image. You can save it on whatever slot you have available, and if you want to bring up an old list, like I have down here, science terms and elements, if I want to repopulate this form, take out the school, and use an old one that I saved, I'll just hit these arrows at the end It'll ask me if I want to overwrite stuff in the form, and I do, so it brings up that list that I had saved from an earlier session. Now actually, I do like having this list, but I think I'm going to go back to the school one so that I can show you my my school bus and how to fill empty slots. So I just reloaded by clicking the green arrows, reloaded that one. Moving on down the line, we have the top few of these are free fonts. You can choose those. Anything down here, you get into some fonts which are premium fonts, and you can choose several of them to transfer over to your puzzle that you can use in your puzzle. Word banks. Word bank options are in our advanced options after you create the puzzle. I'll show you how to turn that on. You can use the words across or down, horizontal, vertical. I put this here. You can choose what you want, or you can actually change it on the puzzle. Everything's editable after you click to make the crossword puzzle, which is what I'm going to do now. So I've made the crossword puzzle. You can read these. These have some of our biggest frequently asked questions, which I will go over here in a minute, but this is the school puzzle that I just made. If I want the key, I am up here on the left. Everything is up in this blue menu on the left. If I want the key, I just click on key and it shows the key. If I want to print or save this as an image, we can save it as an image or a PDF, or we can print the puzzle. What you want to do is put it on puzzle, so it shows the puzzle, and save it as a PDF. There it is, and it saves to your default area. And then if you want to save the key, you go to key and you press save as PDF, and you create another PDF. Now I have the puzzle as a PDF right there, and I also have the key as a PDF. Whatever is showing on the screen when you hit print puzzle or print or save puzzle, that's what's going to be printed. So right now I have the key showing, so that's what I want to print. If I want to print the puzzle, again, show the puzzle, then go to print it. Everything, once you make the puzzle, is editable. I can go in here if I want to change, if I forgot a word, I can go in here, type in school days. The name line, some people like to have a date. Put in a date. If you want to have period, just add a few spaces. Period. Or class. You can do whatever you want to add stuff. I'll even add an extra line. And I'll just throw in a few spaces to add a little bit of room. We have several boxes on this screen that'll have fonts in them. This one on the main screen of the blue menu will change the font for everything on the page. If I just want to change the font for the name, when I click on name over here in the left menu, then I can change it to whatever I want. I can change it to a separate one, and it just changes the font on the name. Let me go to something a little bit easier to tell. You can see that it's just the font on the name. If I don't want to show the name, I can hide it. Click the hide button or the show button. I can change the color. I'm going to make it bigger. Don't like Georgia, I'm going to go to Sabrina, and it puts it in there. Change the color to blue, or choose some of these presets, green. Each one of the items on the crossword you can mess with. You can play with the title, change the colors, change the size. You can do the instructions, which I didn't put any instructions in, so none are showing. If you want instructions, you'll have to put them in on the form. And then you can hide and show just about everything. Across options, you can change across the colors independently of the down options. The down options can be red or a different font, whatever you like. You can also, in our advanced options, choose the puzzle colors. That refers to these actual squares. Do I want them red or do you want them orange? Puzzle background is the background right behind the puzzle. I personally don't find much of a use for it, but if you wanted to do that, you can turn on that color. One thing is when you change the colors of the puzzle, you need to have background colors and images set when your printer dialog comes up. When you go to print this, you need to have show background images and colors. Otherwise, it will not print. It won't print any color in there. It's a function of your printer, and we can't adjust that. One way to get around that is to save it as a PDF, and if you save it as a PDF, it preserves the color information, and then you can print it to your printer, and it'll also preserve all the color information without having to change the settings to print background colors and images. You can adjust the shadow size on the puzzle. You can see how it comes out a little higher. Now, I went into puzzle options here on the left. That was puzzle colors. Now I'm going into puzzle options. You have the key font size. Since we don't have the font showing, I'm going to go back to the key, show the key. I'm going to go into advanced options, puzzle options. Now I can change the key's font size. Once it gets so big, it'll start changing the size of the grid as well. But if you don't want to change the font size, you just want the grid to get bigger, you can use the cell size over here on the left. We'll make it bigger or smaller. Grid size. Right now, all of these, this is a 25 across by 20 grid. That's what we started with when we tried fitting in all of these words. If you have a lot of big words or really long words, you may have to come in here and adjust the columns to be more and the rows to be more so that it'll fit inside the grid. If you're after crossing, if your words will not fit inside of the grid, then it'll error out. It'll let you know to come here and change the number of columns, change the number of rows to a higher number so that it'll fit all of the letters in there. And you can regenerate. Clicking here on this button will regenerate and create all sorts of different puzzles. This can be helpful if you want to add an image, and this one doesn't really leave a lot of room for an image, but this one in the lower corner here, I can put an image down there. So, or in the upper corner. Find the puzzle that looks good to you after regenerating it numerous times. Create the cell size that you want. One thing is make sure that it doesn't push it off the bottom of our page here. If it pushes it off the bottom of the page, it's not going to print properly. We approximate the size because every printer is different. So some people will be able to print fine if it just barely runs off the edge. Some will not be able to. It depends on your printer settings and how your printer actually interprets this HTML. So the best thing to do is just get everything so it fits on the page, and you can do it by adjusting the font size, the cell size, and that should get it onto the page. So now everything should print fine on one page. I'm going to go into word bank options. Like I stated earlier, if you've got younger kids, a lot of times you need to have word bank showing them which words are in the puzzle. If you click on show under word bank options, again, word bank is in the advanced options menu. You can go in this menu, look around, click around, but I can show the word bank, I can change the colors. You can do many things in the word bank. Change the font size, change the font itself, do whatever you like. Fill empty cells. I did not put, in this one for some reason, I did not put the space in school bus. So I'm going to go back out here and make a new puzzle. To do this, it has to, each time I click on make puzzle, it'll make a new puzzle. So If I had some stuff in there that I wanted saved, it's too bad because I did not get it exactly the way that I wanted. If I add a letter, I can't change that. I'm going to show you right here. Now there's a space in there, so I can go into advanced options, fill empty cells. We'll put a black space in there. That'll put a black space to show people who get the puzzle that there is a space there. One thing I can show you too while I'm here is this says school bus and this one says homework. If I want to give them a little bit of a hint, I can go to the puzzle and put H and put an S to start off school bus. And that'll give them hints. Everything in here is editable. Remember, you can click on everything and change it. I can remove across, I can change across to over and up or whatever you like. But that's how, now if I change on the key, that'll show the key. The puzzle will always remain the same, whatever you put in there. You can give them the whole word if you like by going all the way across. Whatever you want to do. It's very editable. Many things can be done. Toggle key case. For some reason, people like the keys to be in lowercase or uppercase. So if you want your case toggled to be in uppercase, just click toggle key case here. And this is in the advanced options. Toggle the key case and it will change the case of the letters in the key. Coming back, I want to add an image. We offer a bunch of images right here. I'm just going to go ahead and choose this first one. I have quite a few images available because I am signed in as a premium user, so I'll have a lot to choose from. We give you standard ones, so you can throw just a quick image on there for free as well, but just be aware of that. So I can add images, I can print the puzzle. Let's see what else I have not covered yet. Errors. Now we are to the point of errors. If you end up with, I'm going to go to a word list here that or a pre-made word list that I know usually has errors in it. A lot of small words, if you have a lot of short words, there's not many letters to cross on. Once you start crossing all of these words, you run out of places to cross them on. Words like ox, O-X, X is not in many words, so the only letter that this can be crossed on, usually, is O. If all the other letters, like you cross clothes with dragon, all of a sudden you no longer have any O's. Obviously down here we have dog, but there is a chance that you'll run out of O's for something to be crossed on, and when you run out of places to put a certain word, we try making a puzzle 10 times, and we try placing each word in that puzzle 10 times. So each word gets tried on the puzzle that we start generating 10 times, and then if we cannot make a puzzle, we'll start over, and we'll do that 10 times. So if we cannot place a word, we will error it out. This one, it went through fine the first time. If I go through and I get an error, which I am not getting yet, I'm going to go and regenerate this by going to Advanced Options and go to Puzzle Options and regenerate it. Oh, there it is. After the third regeneration, it couldn't place these words. It tells you right in here what you have to do. Go to Puzzle Options, try increasing the grid size, which will help if you have a lot of big words. If you have a lot of small words, it won't necessarily help. So sometimes it just takes regenerating several times to get it to work. Sometimes it works. Every now and then it won't be able to place the word, so it'll error out. All you have to do is regenerate. Moving on to another error. If you come to this page and you have no puzzle showing, or just the puzzle and no words, chances are you're having a JavaScript error. It's your JavaScript engine in your browser has shut down. Your JavaScript engine will shut down when your browser runs out of memory. That's the first thing that shuts down. So what you want to do is, I should tell you that the more tabs you have open in your browser, the more memory your browser uses. Once it uses up all the memory that's allotted to it, it starts shutting down. And the first thing that shuts down is JavaScript. And so if JavaScript shuts down, it'll do weird things. The puzzle will not show up. Something weird like that. Or the blue menu won't show up. The best thing to do is to shut down all of your windows. That's every single browser window that you have open. Right now I'm in Chrome, so I would go up to the upper right hand corner and choose Exit, and that'll close all of the windows that I have open. What I want to do before then is make sure that I have my list saved. I do, school. So now I can just come back and quickly make a new crossword really quick, but I need to shut down all of those windows so that the memory gets reallocated. If you don't shut down every browser window, that last browser window that's open holds all of the memory that every other window was holding. So if you have a lot of windows open or you haven't closed your browser in a while, shut down your browser completely, open it back up and try again. That's 99.9% of the time when something doesn't show up or it looks weird on this screen. That's the problem. You've used up all of your memory, and we need that memory for these puzzle makers. So you'll have to restart your browser and try again. That's about everything that I have. Hopefully you like our crossword maker. If you do, please tell a friend. Also, please like this video, subscribe to our videos. We'll have more videos for our other puzzle makers coming out here soon. So check it out. And thank you very much for all of your support of the Teacher's Corner. We really appreciate everybody that supported us over the years, and we hope we can continue to make great worksheet and puzzle makers for you guys. All right, thank you.